babe. She's got to be somebody's babe. She's so fine. She's probably somebody's only light, gonna shine tonight. Yeah, she's probably somebody's baby, alright. I heard her talking with her friend when she thought nobody else was around. She said she's got to be somebody's babe. She must be somebody's babe. 'Cause when the cars and the signs and the streetlights light up the town, she's got to be somebody's babe. She must be somebody's babe. She's got to be somebody's babe. She's gonna be somebody's only light, gonna shine tonight. Yeah, she's gonna be somebody's baby tonight. I try to shut my eyes, but I can't get her out of my sight.
Alrighty. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday, 4/20. It's the day I talked about all year long. Terrorist attack day. If it's not Oklahoma City bombing, Columbine, Waco, Texas, Virginia Tech, Deepwater Horizon, Boston Marathon bombing, Hitler's birthday, Queen Elizabeth's birthday, Prince dies, the sinking of the Lusitania, it's always something right around this date. Patty, hello. Good morning. CG2, good morning. Magooch, good morning. How are you guys doing? Hope you're all doing well. So glad you came on when I'm awake. Nice. Yeah, I decided to come on. I'm in between. I'm getting ready to go out and sell here in a couple hours. I just got done making cheesecakes and strawberries and a few pies. So I'm going to go out for about 3 hours at the administration building down the road this morning. Then I got to go watch my granddaughter for a few hours. It's always something, and today is no exception. I think they tried to create a massive tsunami, and it didn't quite work. That would definitely qualify for a major event. There's also a guy who killed all 7 of his kids and their cousin, so 8 kids in total. Then I think the police killed him. I mean, it's always the kids that they go after on 4/20. Most of them, like Waco, Texas ended on April 19th. They burnt a whole bunch of kids. Oklahoma City bombing, one of the most famous photographs in history is a firefighter carrying a dead baby from Oklahoma City bombing. And then the school shootings, of course, kids. It's always kids. Did he commit suicide? Yeah, he may have committed suicide. Either that or the police killed him. I think he tried to hijack a car. But yeah, so definitely the tsunami, if anything, qualifies. But apparently they just had little ripples. Let me get to it really quick. It was a 7.7 magnitude earthquake. This was 4 hours ago. The first waves have started hitting the coast of Japan, with the biggest so far recorded at 80 centimeters, according to the meteorological agency.
Yeah, so it's almost an hour since this earthquake struck. The epicenter about 100 kilometers off the coast of northern Japan, off the east coast of northern Japan. It's an earthquake, we're told, about 10 kilometers deep. And the Japanese Meteorological Agency have put quite large swathes of Japan's northern coast on a tsunami warning and essentially ordered people to evacuate as quickly as they can. The most affected areas we expect are going to be the sort of southern part of the northern island of Hokkaido, Hokkaido prefecture, a stretch of Amori prefecture, which sits...
and this is Hokkaido up here. It's where they all go skiing at, the ski resorts.
Sort of at the top of Japan.
They have a really cool ice crystal, like an ice castle festival up there in Hokkaido every year. But yeah, so it didn't turn out to be anything much, I don't believe. Yeah, exactly. They always go for the kids. Fukushima, yeah. Fukushima was pretty devastating. A lot of people don't remember that. That was, I think, 2011. March something or other, 2011. That hit the Daiichi nuclear plant. And they had to keep flushing the radioactive material into the ocean continually. They may still be doing it. I don't know exactly but that created tritium, which is like a hydrogen isotope, which is radioactive. That a lot of people think it falls here in the United States. It's definitely all over in the water. They find trace elements of it. The fish near that bay in Fukushima, those fish are uneatable. It's toxic, but yet people will still eat them. Highly toxic. But even, it goes way out into the ocean. Zindu, hello. When I get my hands in you, I'm done. You like that? I should put that on. I wonder if I can share that here. No, I better not. I'm reaching out to my cousin in Machida. He's in North Japan. Okay, yeah. I don't think there's anything to worry about now. Grateful. They downgraded it, and there's no threat of a tsunami anymore. Thank goodness. Not unless they have another earthquake. 420 is not over yet. Thought 420 was supposed to be a happy day when everybody gets high. Well, that is part of it, but that came along a lot later. And, a lot of people, even though I'm a pot smoker, everybody knows that there's a lot of theories that it, has to do with the dumbification of America, dumbing down America with all the drugs and the food and pot and, I don't buy into that theory. I think that, if you're, and I think Joe Rogan said this a long time ago, if you're a lazy person, you're going to continue to be a lazy person. You might be more of a lazy person if you smoke weed. If you're high energy, you're going to continue to be high energy. I don't know, to each their own on that one. And for me, I think it depends on the type of weed you smoke, but yeah, it definitely is 420. Just doesn't feel like it hits the same as it used to. I don't know. You're going to put it up? Okay. Yeah, you can put it up. There you go. Same deal. But yeah, I don't think there's anything to worry about as far as the tsunami goes, guys. But it is interesting, right? 420. Tristan Tate says, there's a lot of people that hate on him, saying real rich people don't buy $5 million cars.
The way poor people behave is actually atrocious. And I know many young men who listen to me are making a lot of money, especially those inside of my school. So I'm going to give you some advice on being rich. And the advice is this: do not let anyone tell you how to be rich. When I was on my way up, and as you're on your way up, you're going to have people doubting you at first, saying that you're not rich, you don't have money, your cars are rented. But when you get to the point where I am, where you buy $2.1 million Aston Martin DB5s from 1963 and $5 million and $7 million Bugattis and Koenigseggs, people acknowledge that you're rich because people can't say that you're not. So what they do instead is this, and I'm going to give you the rebuttal that somebody like me gives to them. Tristan, you're not really old money. You're clearly new money. Real rich people don't buy $5 million Bugattis. Real rich people don't buy $7 million Koenigseggs. Real rich people don't show off the fact that they've bought a $16 million super yacht. Real rich people are quiet. Real rich people are humble. Well, guess what? You may actually be right. Of course, rich people buy all of these things, but maybe you're right about the showing off. Maybe you're right about the displays of wealth. Maybe you're right about running your mouth. But guess what? I'm not old money. I'm a nigger from the streets. I am from the council estate, and I have made hundreds of millions of dollars. So I act accordingly.
Oh my God. Those fucking guys are crazy. There shouldn't be a $5 million car, Patty, but apparently there are. The Bugattis and all these weird high-end cars. I mean, I knew a Vietnamese dude who was in real estate here in Washington. Really nice guy. He was one of the top bankers, at least here in Washington, but I think for Coldwell Banker or something, and made millions of dollars. And he bought a Lamborghini, and what else did he say? I can't remember. I think it was a Ferrari. And he could even park them in his house. He had like an elevator. But then he said like it got so bad during the 2008 thing that he couldn't even pay his water bill. He lost everything. But before that, he said he could not believe how much people hated him on the streets when he drove those cars. He didn't even want to drive them around here because he got so much hate from driving a Lamborghini. I don't know. To each their own. Maybe if you live in on Rodeo Drive or some rich neighborhood. Personally, if I was rich, I still wouldn't buy a five. There'd be no way I'm buying no $5 million car. Hell no. This is just social media. You know what I mean? These guys have a gimmick. This is just a random video of it's a tailgate party, and the neighbors are showing off their baby and their dogs.
Somebody get her a beer. Get her a beer. You didn't even get them.
I thought that was pretty cool. Tommy, hello, good morning. I'll be dropping that off at the post office on my way to the admin building. About 2 hours. It's 7:30 here now. 7:22. Wow, jealousy, is that why they hate it? Yeah, I guess CG2. I don't know. I mean, never had a fancy car like that. I never really thought about it either. That's why I brought it up. Kind of shocked me when he said that. I was like, really? But yeah. And because he was such a nice guy, but you don't know somebody's personality when they're in the car, I guess. Me, I could care less what type of car you have. But I did carpool one time when I was in construction with this Russian guy from Macedonia. That dude, he was all up in everybody's business with their car. Oh, they got this type of headlights. They got those LED headlights, and then he would judge them for that. Oh, they're, these type of tires on that. Do you see those type of, and I always tell him, I see the tires, the wheels go round and round on the bus. Who gives a fuck? I'm a laborer going to work for fucking $22 an hour. Leave me the fuck alone. How about that? Who gives a fuck about the tires, the headlights, the fucking windshield wipers? Who gives a fuck? But he would always talk about that stuff. Some people are just obsessed. That's so funny. The dogs are like, yeah, they were like, get me away from these people. Exactly. It was hilarious. Yeah, some people are really, you know, I mean, I know Tommy likes the Cadillacs. You know, I can get behind something like that. That's classic cars. You know, they don't cost you know, an obscene amount of money. You know, I mean, like a normal person could never afford a $5 million. Most, you know, I mean, like we could all get our fucking finances together for could we come up with 5 million? You can include me if you want, but I'm not going to count for anything. You know, I mean, there's, you know, I mean, $5 million car. That is just retarded where I come from. But, you know, I seen Jake Paul spent $500,000 on Polarises not too long ago. But he bought a whole fleet of them and he just spent $40 million on a ranch. He calls it the Paul Reserve or something like that down in Georgia. It's got like lakes and huge property. I just had to look up and see if Macedonia was still a country. I thought it was like an Old Testament. Yeah. Yeah, there's even like North Macedonia, I believe, is a country, right? I learned that on because I wouldn't have known that if it wasn't for a GeoChamp. But I believe there's Macedonia and North Macedonia. That's funny though, Patty. My finances are decent, and I would buy nothing more than I would have now, regardless of wealth. That's good. Yep, exactly. Just stay humble, because you never know, right? And you never know. You might need that money for an investment in a business. You know what I mean? You never know. Somebody might come over to New Jersey from Washington State or something and be like, hey, this is what we should do. Like, and you're like, who invited you? Why didn't you call first? Well, if I called first, then you might say no ahead of time. All right, let's move on. What do we got here? Oh, yes, the very realistic video that the commander, what's his name? Reed Wiseman, Artemis 2 Commander Reed Wiseman, captures an Earth set, okay? Not a sunset, an Earth set. Wow. Fucking amazing, man.
Dude. No way. Beam. Wow.
I mean, do we really believe all this nonsense?
Dude. No way.
I mean, come on. Give me a fucking break. What are we, stupid? What are we, fucking 3 years old now? You got the curvature of the moon. They just decided to stop for a second to take some pictures. I mean, just fuck off already with this. Just fuck off with those fucking videos already. New Cadillac Escalade here is 4K down at $2,000 a month. $2,000 a month? Shit. Ain't nobody got $2,000 a month for a car, Tommy. It might as well be $5 million. $2,000 a month for the car payment. So this is for the new one though, right? Yeah. So yeah, like a new Toyota Tundra, same thing. You know, you can pay $1,800 New Cadillac Escalade here is $4K down, is 2,000 month, 36-month lease. I don't lease, I buy. I don't rent cars. Yeah, no, I agree. You're not buying it. No, I'm not buying the moon thing. I'm not buying that. I mean, what is that? Come on, man. Please, with the fucking moon, the moon set, or what do they call it, the earth set? Take your earth set. And you seen that she can't walk, right, Patty? What's her name? Christina Koch. See if that. Christina Koch. See if her video comes up. Now, she was walking fine when she got back to Earth, but 10 days after she's returned, they have to retrain her how to walk. She's having. Astronaut Christina Koch is now supposedly rehabilitating after in space. So take that for what it is, I guess. Out of control. I had a new Escalade in 05. It was 67,000. What a waste. Yeah, you know. And you know, everything is in perspective, you know. And that's why with the Andrew Tate guy, like I think that, you know, those guys, like, they're put on in the algorithm specifically to trigger, you know, young guys. I mean, nobody, 99% of the 99.9% of the population will never have a $5 million car. Nor, you know what I mean, nor would you want one. I mean, just the finances and the you know, I mean, I wouldn't want anybody knowing I had a $5 million car. Just that gives me anxiety just thinking about where am I going to put it? You know what I mean? There's only just so many people have certain circumstances where they could pull that off. You know, you got to have very secure garage, and you know what I mean? I don't know. I love when they show us we left crap on the moon and it's supposed to convince us. Yep, 100%. And, you know, they're supposed to be going back to the moon, Patty, right? So I can't wait to see all that believable footage, you know. And just the fact that, you know, the first two words out of this guy's mouth, the commander, wow and dude, literally, that's what we get. Dude, you're the fucking commander, and that's how you talk is dude. That's how I talk to my buddy Brian. Dude, you know this video is going to is going to be seen globally. You know, there's 9 billion people on the planet. 4 of you are lucky enough to circumnavigate around the darkest side of the moon, which has never been done before. And we get wow and dude are the first 2 words around the fuck. I mean, he can just go fuck himself already. And you know what? I wish she wasn't able to walk. You know, the fucking retarded looking bitch anyways. Christina Koch. You fucking go crawl back to the fucking moon. Crawl back to your fucking spaceship and go fly back to the moon. Go land on the moon and fucking stay there. How about that? It's just fucking ridiculous. The first tsunami wave measuring 40 centimeters in height. Yeah, so it's just crazy that, you know, this would definitely qualify for a 420 incident. You know, a major tsunami that could potentially have taken out how many people? You know what I mean? If it was anything like the 2011 tsunami. Or remember the 2004, what do they call that? The boxing tsunami, because that's Boxing Day. That's what the Brits call Christmas. I think it was December 26th, 2004. if I remember correctly, 9.6, right off the coast of Thailand. That one was fucking crazy. They found dolphins and shit like miles inland. But thankfully, it didn't turn out to be nothing. I don't know what the fuck this is, why this would even be. I don't know why you would want a slot machine that would follow you around in the casino, or if this is even real. But I understand, I understand the metaphor, the analogy. It appears to be real. You need a good rant today? Well, you got it, Patty. Oh, I could go on a fucking rant like you wouldn't believe if I wanted to today about cheesecake. I could go on a rant about those cheesecake people. I'm not going to right now, though. But these slot machines, the analogy is, I mean, that's just going to get in the way. The only thing I could see is like if that was a vacuum cleaner or something, which would just be it vacuums the floor like a Roomba or Goomba or whatever those things are called, a Roomba, I think. And and putting ads on it. And so you were like, it was like a walking billboard throughout the casino for the patrons. If it was a vacuum cleaner, I could see that. There's absolutely no reason to have a playable slot machine roaming around the casino. However, what I see from that is they're telling us that pretty soon, it doesn't matter where you are in the world, that slot machine is going to be following you because it's online gambling. And online gambling is having not only the casino, but a dealer at your beck and call 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. You can get up in the middle of the night and just, while you're using the bathroom, start playing blackjack, start spinning the reels, bet on the numbers, whatever. It's going to be there at any time you want it. So that's what I see is you have a slot machine. You're going to have a slot machine following you around wherever you go, at work, in your car. It's not going to be good. Gianni, what's going down? Hello. Oh yeah, maybe it's vacuuming, right? Gianni, what's going down? The slot machine followed me into the bathroom. It had this look in its eyes like I was a piece of steak and it was the fork. Yeah, I mean, I just don't get it. Like, let me see if there's any type of information. I think I already looked on the comments. There was just nothing. Oh wait, that fucking weirdo. That's the next post. That guy gives me the fucking creeps, man. Steve Baldwin. Yeah, they're just, and I have a gaming background. I mean, I haven't actually looked it up, like why, but I just, personally, that's the only thing I can come up with. It's just going to be a hazard. For one thing, the fire department would not allow it. You can't have roaming slot machines. The fire department would never allow that in a casino. They're very strict about their fire codes in casinos. Yeah, very strict. So, they'll come in there and shut you down for fucking bringing in hot dog carts on New Year's Eve. I've seen, like they don't play with stuff like that. So I don't get it. I don't understand. You might be finished playing the slots, but the slots isn't finished playing with you. Yeah, no doubt. Right? Now I don't know. There's just no reason for it because I was gonna say, like, let's say you were in the restaurant, right? And then all of a sudden these slot machines came by you. Hey, you want to play me real quick while you're waiting for the waitress? but they could just put those into the, either into the tables or have one, like where you go to Red Robin and those places, they already have the little thing. You can play games and shit. They could do that at every table already. ALV, good morning. Good to see you. I don't even like the new slot machines. They're too much like arcade games. Yes. And that's by design because they're targeting the younger guys, right? Seems like they get more fancier and fancier and less, player friendly for, they take more and more of your money. I got a dozen old school one-arm jacks in storage. They're the ones they should still use. Right on. Oh, with the actual, like the mechanical reels. And I think a standard slot machine with the mechanical reel, like the cherries, the bells, the bars, has 38 million combinations possible with just 3 reels. And then, you have the bar, the cherry, the lemon. I can't remember exactly. I know more about slot machines than I should. You can also take the word slot machines and spell cash lost in them. So how I spelt it there in the chat, you can rearrange those letters and spell slot machine and not have any letters left over. It'll spell slot machine. So, which is probably what, yeah, especially around here, they lowered the payout on slot machines to 75%. Not a good idea to gamble. Gamble for fun. All right, let's move on. Stephen Baldwin. It says, good morning, Elon. It won't be much longer. The waiting is the hardest part. Stephen Baldwin. And it's a 33-second video. If anybody knows about the number 33. Yeah. Who was the guy that said it puts lotion on its skin or it gets the hose again? Was that Wild Bill from Silence of the Lambs? Yeah, this guy. That fucking creep.
It rubs the lotion on its skin. It does this whenever it's told.
Mister, my family will pay cash. Whatever ransom you're asking for, they'll pay it.
It rubs the lotion on its skin or else it gets the hose again. Yes, you will, precious. You will get the hose.
Okay. Mister, if you let me go, I won't press charges, I promise. See, my mom is a real important woman. I guess you already know that.
Now it places the lotion in the basket.
Please. I want to go home, please.
It places the lotion in the basket.
I want to see my mommy. Please, no. I want to see my
Put the fucking lotion in the basket!
Yeah, I would just put the fucking lotion in the basket. But anyway, back to Stephen Baldwin. That's literally who it reminds me of. And I can only picture, like, this is the last thing you see as the dirt is getting shoveled over the top of you. We're probably not even all the way dead yet. And it says, "Good morning, Elon. It won't be much longer." With the kiss emoji, laughing and pointing. Hashtag one bad movie. A rocket, a squirrel, popcorn, and it says the waiting is the hardest part. What the fuck does that mean? Let me check the comments real quick. This is it. One creepy motherfucker. This is from him. The hatred on social media controlled by algorithm continues to allow emotional abuse on all social media platforms. Fight or flight or fight. Leadership has you. Confused, scared, and in control. It's why they allow hate. As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. God bless. Do you guys remember my buddy Nick, who ended up killing that dude? I've told that story and showed that video. That gives me that kind of vibes right there, to be honest. I need to move on. What the fuck is with this guy, man? I didn't even recognize him. I thought it was a girl that looked like it, right? Stephen Baldwin, it's the Baldwin brothers. Well, you know, his brother is the one that killed that lady on the set of the movie and claimed that it was supposed to be a blank. How does that happen? How do you get a real bullet? Isn't that what happened? Am I mistaken? So all these guys are fucking weirdos. So I got to keep Buffalo Bill, yes. Wild Bill, I think he was in that movie. Was it Wild? Was it Buffalo Bill? Buffalo Bill, yeah. Remember he was skinning those people? Fucking weirdo. Does he have a beef with it? Yeah, I don't know. That guy's a famous actor, and I have trouble every time I see him because of this role. Yeah. He can never be anyone but Wild Bill. I wonder if Stephen Baldwin does the tuck dance. Yeah, he must. I thought he was cool, but he's a wacko. Nick, what's up? Good morning. Good to see you. Alec Baldwin. Yeah. Let me see here. Hold on. I'm going to ask ChatGPT something. Did one of the Baldwin brothers kill someone on set with a gun? And why does Stephen Baldwin have a beef with Elon Musk? Yes, 2021 Alec Baldwin was holding up a prop gun on the movie Rust when it discharged during a rehearsal. The shot killed cinematographer Helena Hutchins and injured director Joel Souza. The gun contained a real bullet which should have never been on set. Baldwin was charged with involuntary manslaughter, but the case was dismissed due to issues with withheld evidence. Civil lawsuits are still ongoing. Yeah, so who brought the fucking bullet? I mean, that's just stupid, you know? That doesn't even make any sense, right? That's like, oh, I thought I was holding a foam knife, but somebody brought a fucking katana on set, so I impaled them. I mean, get the fuck out of here. It's either a prop gun or it's not. As far as Stephen Baldwin goes, there's a lot of fake or exaggerated stuff floating online. Yeah, so it doesn't say anything about their beef, but yeah, I don't buy it as far as the that bullet goes. That guy does not get a pass on that one. I don't give a fuck. Somebody needs to go to jail for that. Whose bullet is it? Who brought the bullet? Who put the bullet in that gun? Who brought the bullet? Somebody. You know, if I was Alec, I would want to know immediately. Like, we're not. I'm finding out who brought the motherfucking bullet. So it must. You know what I mean? You can't say, oh, it had to have been somebody. But you know, I know who I suspect did it. What a bunch of weirdos, man. I hate Alec Baldwin, but how can you blame him? He's just an actor. I think it's reasonable for him to rely on the prop guy giving him blanks. Well, then we need to know who brought the real bullet, because it's not like you just, the manufacturer just gives you props, you know what I mean? And they just sometimes put real bullets in there. There's that it's two whole separate things. It's black and white. Okay. You have a prop gun and you have real ammunition. Who brought the fucking real bullet and put it in the gun? If I was Alec Baldwin, I would have been all over the social media already with that, if I'm not guilty. So I'm just going on that. But yeah, he is just an actor. Who knows? It is odd that there's civil suits still ongoing. If you're not guilty, you're not guilty, right? Would you even be civilly liable for that? I don't see how there could be just only civil liability when, and I'm not saying not for Alec Baldwin, just somebody has to be charged with murder. That's not manslaughter. That's somebody put a real bullet in their gun. That's intentional murder in my book. I mean, if it was anybody in my family that was killed, I'd be like, that's fucking murder, man. What the fuck you talking about? A prop gun. I don't know. The armorer put the bullets in. The armor. They could never really prove who was responsible for putting that real bullet. He still pointed right at her. Damn. Supposedly the armorer took her friend's shooting and forgot to unload the loads. Wow. I don't know if I buy that either. There's that moment when there's whoever's in charge of that gun and they put the props in and you open it up. There's obviously something in there. And you would know that it would have to have been talked about that gun was not just used as doesn't make any sense. So it's a real gun. So how you do props is you use a real gun, but you just put prop bullets in the real gun type of thing. That's crazy, man. That's crazy work. I would never fucking want. I don't never, like that's fucking crazy work, man. To put yourself in front of even a prop gun. Wow. Somebody brought the bullet. There were a lot of things going on that set. Cocaine, trouble. Wow. Yeah. Ooh. The whole thing stinks to high heaven. Yep. Lead rounds and revolver are way heavier than blanks. Then again, I wouldn't expect. But yeah, that's the thing. It's like, it's almost like a game of Clue at that point. Different rooms. Fucking Mr. Green, fucking Mrs. Peacock. You know what I mean? Professor Plum, the fucking candlestick. Get the freak off screen. I'm getting the creep. Oh, shit. Wait, one more time. You weird motherfucker. Yeah, let's move on, shall we? Here we have a NASA plane that discharged its chemical dispersants on the ground. So obviously it was a mistake. We don't need the dramatic music. Everybody gets the point. And I mean, there obviously could be a chance that that's AI, but years ago before the AI videos came out, I actually seen the inside of one of those NASA planes that had the tanks filled with the chemical dispersants that they use. So I'm 1,000% convinced that they are dispersing chemicals up there in the atmosphere. We can see them every day. Let me catch up on the chat. It was a super contentious case. Everyone thought Alec was getting away with it because of his celebrity. Yeah, I didn't even remember it. For you to tell if you ever handled one. So, yeah, see, I'm not a gun guy. I fired a 12 gauge. I fired 9mm. I shot a 12 gauge at a tree. I fired a 9mm and a 357 at a shooting range. And that's it. Last time I fired a gun, I was 29. I'm 52 now. I was 29. I was at a shooting range in Florida, Coral Springs, Florida. It's the last time I picked up a gun, actually. Just not a gun guy. I had my gun rights taken away years ago, but I got them back. I've had them back for a few years now, but I thought about getting a gun. I don't know. Don't know if I need one. I'm just waiting for Stefan to say, would you fuck with me? Would you fuck me? Right. I'd fuck. Right. No doubt. I bet anything he was saying then, I said 100%. You believe it about the dispersants? Yeah, they are. Well, they're admitting now that they're doing some cooling program to dim the sun, I believe, is what. And I don't know if that's 100% true or not. But let me just ask ChatGPT and see what it says. Are they using chemical dispersants in the atmosphere to dim the sun? Still thinking how it wants to respond to this. There is a real scientific field called solar geoengineering or solar radiation modification. The idea reflect a small amount of sunlight back into space to cool the planet. So it says scientists are studying ways to reflect the sunlight, but not actually doing it at scale. So they admit that they experiment with it, but they're not actually doing it at scale. So you draw your own conclusions there. Live from New York.
Look at a whole line of waiting kids. This covered in the street. Another one getting locked up. Stop sitting here and telling me we got to live like this. Thank you for your service. Look, we got more. They're trying to get it. Go ahead. Look at this. Don't tell me we got to live like this. This is a choice. This is an abandonment of standards. I'm talking to you. Look at all this shit. Thank you. Let me help you. Look at this shit. Look at this. 365 days a year. Broad daylight, rampant criminality. Look at this shit. Gets worse and worse and worse. Conscious decision, open air negligence, open air encouragement and fostering of illegality. It's a joke. This used to be a gorgeous city, and look at what socialist policies have done to it. This is abhorrent. If this doesn't offend every one of your senses, you don't have any. You're Helen Keller. Look at this shit. Garbage. Stop selling this shit. Garbage.
Every city is destroyed. It says it's New York, yeah. And I don't know if this is reality. I don't know if this is current. I have no idea. I didn't fact check any of this. I don't know if you guys recognize these streets.
Garbage. Have some self-respect. Don't sell and peddle this shit. Garbage. Unbelievable. All right, let me explain something to you guys real quick for the folks that are jumping into my DMs, leaving comments to the extent of, oh, well, graffiti is just the cost of living in a big city. Listen to me right now. That same Seth Rogen-esque mindset where he just gives up and abandons on a better life in a better society and says things like, well, My car's been broken into 10, 12, 15 times. Doesn't really matter. That's the cost I pay to live in LA. That.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could see it being like that back when Biden was president. I hope it's not like that now. And will we go back to it being that way if we get a Democrat president next? I mean, it's hard to say. I hope not. You're Helen Keller. That's, yeah. So is all that stolen? You know, I mean, I guess most of it's stolen. I don't see anything wrong with it if it's not stolen. I mean, if they're just allowing people to steal the stuff.
Doesn't really matter.
But, you know, it's like if you're going to, it's obviously an agenda, because if you want to have large swap meets, make swap meets. You know what I mean? Don't have it on the fucking sidewalks. That's just retarded. So it's an agenda, you know, and it's, you know, it's not stolen. It's fake, bootleg. It's trademark. And oh, I see. The problem is not the crap being sold. It's the theft and lawlessness that occurs, and the police do nothing. So it's the agenda. 100% it's the agenda, you know. And it's crazy because a lot of the, you know, the high level police, and it trickles down to the city cops, is, you know, IDF training. It's Israeli training. And so, I know I always call them the psychology police, because that is, you know, their job is basically to, I mean, it's complicated. It's complicated, you know. It's not like the police, and I'm harder on the police than anybody, but it's not like the police wake up and just decide that, yeah, you know, we're just going to allow this to happen. You know, that's got to be demoralizing for the cops to even, you know, a lot of them even do that, which is why we get these cops now that are they're either half retarded or they're from India, which here in Washington State, they just passed these laws where the county sheriff can be, you know, from a third world country, not let alone the city cops. So they're completely setting Washington State up to fail. It's wild. It is wild. I mean, the best advice for, you know, those of us that are, you know, like, I'm 52. I've got, you know, my oldest, you know, he's good. I can go wherever. My daughter, I'm not leaving her right now. No way, shape, or form, because of my granddaughter, and she needs my help. So, you know, but she is looking to, you know, she don't want to stay around here either. She's already going to move to the part of Washington that has the best school district. And then if that fails, she's going to probably leave Washington. And depending on where she goes, because long story short, I plan on snowbirding, and it's all going to be based on my business. You know, I want to do a few months in Arizona, and then, you know, I got my buddy Brian place already down there, and then probably a few months up here, wherever my daughter ends up. Could be Florida, and then spend a few months traveling. You know, that's my goal. I don't want to stand around. I don't want to sit around here in this fucking shithole forever. I don't want to fucking die, you know, just sitting around in some fucking shithole city where they just allow crime and every fucking immigrant to come here. You know, fuck all that. So we'll see. Your daughter's mom is down by you, right? My daughter's mom, she lives here in Washington. My daughter's mom. Snowbirding is the future. Yeah. And, you know, a lot of people do it. And where my buddy lives in Sun City, Arizona, it's like snowbird capital of the world because everybody, I mean, that town is literally a ghost town when it starts getting hot. And it's already hot. It was over 100 degrees in March at his place. There's a ton of golf courses down there. And there's all kinds of clubs. They got bocce ball and lawn bowling and bridge clubs and canasta and every type of club you can think of. Poker is huge in Arizona. Texas Hold'em and casinos. They have huge poker tournaments there. Constant. That's what my buddy does, is play deal poker. Yeah. I don't want to be there when it's 100 degrees, but in the wintertime, can't beat it. Police in cities are told you can't arrest people. Yeah. And then when they do, the criminals, yeah, they're just let out. Yeah, it's demoralizing. No normal person would want to be a police officer. Exactly. And that's why we get those weirdos. I know personally I'm done with this winter, the past winter in New England. You should get a place in, well, I don't know if you're going to Florida, Gianni, if you're already in Florida part of the time. You should try Arizona. You know, that'd be badass if I knew some other people down there. Arizona's way cool. They got, you know, there's a lot of money down there. I'm sure they got really good cigars down there. But super hot in the summer. So if you want a snowbird, Arizona's the place to go, you know. Yeah, their hands are definitely tied. Johnny's okay with being a wimp for the winters. Yeah, I agree. Winters suck. You know, I like a good, you know, couple days in the snow. But the cool thing about Washington is you can go to the mountains for that. You know what I mean? And I could take a trip up here and go to the mountains for snow. I have no problem go to the mountains if I want to be around the snow. I don't need it in the city. Way too humid in Florida. Yeah. Yeah. You get the beaches in Florida. You get the desert in Arizona. They both have trade-offs, but yeah. And Arizona's cool. There's a lot of people in Arizona. A lot of things to do in Arizona. Not so much where my buddy's at, because he's, you know, in Sun City, you have to be 55 to even live there in the town. Unless you get a, you know, I think if the homeowner's 55, then, you know, but they don't have any schools or anything like that in Sun City. It's all old. They have it's home of the octogenarian golf tournament, which you have to be it's 80 and older. 80 and older golf tournament. Can you believe that? Anyway, let's move on a little bit here. This girl was talking about, you know, everybody is onto the fact that, you know, we're fed a bunch of slop here in America. And the kosher stuff, you know, our greatest ally, you know, they eat a lot better than we do.
I want to preface this that this is for educational purposes only. So, you know how there's things that are kosher, correct? If you know where we stand with people that eat kosher food, and how they control our government, I really wanted to show y'all something. We really are goyim to them. This is kosher. It's kosher chocolate syrup. My son loves chocolate milk, okay? This is Hershey. This is our American, what everybody uses, correct? Let me read y'all the ingredients. Do you know the ingredients in the kosher one? Cane sugar, water, cocoa, citric acid. Do you know what's in ours? High fructose corn syrup, water, cocoa contains 2% or less of xanthan gum, potassium sorbate, salt, mono and diglycerides, polysorbate 60, vanillin, artificial flavor. So you're telling me we can have, it's possible, we can have the one that doesn't cause cancer or doesn't cause health problems, right? We could. Do y'all understand? Do y'all understand how deep this is? Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Wake up.
Yeah, we do understand, and we could have got that information in about 10 seconds and not a minute and 34, but thank you for that, because she is right. Kosher is much better for you, way less BS. Yes, 100%. Johnny's going to Florida. Florida's nice. That y'all part is quite annoying. Yeah, just her. I didn't want to stop the video. I was going to and fast forward it, but yeah, way too long for that information. Just read us the ingredients, lady. All for clicks and views. I don't know who she is. Influencer Riel UK. This woman right here was arrested because she got in a fight outside of a bar. She got in her car and she ran. The lady might die. She ran some lady over and injured. It says it has a life-altering changes to a guy. I turn the volume down as much as possible, just because it triggers me that when too many people start screaming.
Where's the madam? Huh? I know about all that. I know about all that. I was kicking up. I said I was kicking up. You want to run her over? You want to run her over? Oh shit! Oh my god! Oh!
You got to be fucking kidding me, man. It's a crazy fight. Yeah, I didn't. It's a good question. Damn, and look at good to a guy. Oh. Does that look good to a guy? I would want them a little higher. Oh, her breasts. Yeah, she got some giant knockers. To each their own. What was her name? Riel UK. Let me ask. Riel UK was arrested for running some people over. How are they doing? Are they still in the hospital? Did they die? The woman is in critical condition at the hospital, who is in her 30s. A man in his 50s has life-changing injuries. Another woman had minor injuries. Arrested at the scene for suspicion of attempted murder, grievous bodily harm, dangerous driving, drunk driving. Just fucking wild, man. She should cover up her face. She's going to have a wild time in prison. That's for damn sure. This is a long video. This guy talks about how Erica Kirk is trying to divide the country, which there's always division, but he is right, but it's on a level that even it's deep. I listened to this video. It's even a deeper division that he even talks about. I'm going to move on from it. Joe Rogan, because I'll get into it later. Because it ain't going nowhere. Joe Rogan was recently at the White House. Apparently, they have done something with psychedelics, which just makes me not want to even do psychedelics anymore.
I want to tell everybody how this happened. I sent President Trump some information. We have a gigantic opiate problem in this country, obviously. In 2024, more than 80,000 people died of overdoses. It's a horrible number. And there's more than 5 million people that are addicted to opiates right now in this country. With one dose of Ibogaine, more than 80% of people are free of that addiction. With 2 doses, it's more than 90%. I sent him that information. The text message came back, sounds great. Do you want FDA approval? Let's do it. It was literally that quick. These drugs are illegal not because they're harmful. They're illegal because of the 1970 Controlled Substances Act that was passed by the Richard Nixon administration. They did it to target the civil rights movement and the anti-war movement. It's not because these drugs harm people. And for 56 years, we've lived under those terrible conditions. We're free of that now. We're free of that now. Thanks to all these people that we see next to me, and thanks to President Trump.
Yes, thanks to all of these lying, disgusting, womanizing, some of them pedophiles. Yeah, thank you to all of you. Like, we really want to fucking entrust you with our psychedelics. Please go who do we got up there? RFK, you can go fuck your mother. Joe Rogan, you can go fuck your mother. Trump, you can go fuck your mother, your sister. You can fuck your whole family. How about that? And these other guys, I don't even know who they are. You already know they're snakes. You already know they're snakes. You can flush this whole fucking pile of shit down the toilet. I wouldn't do one little fucking piece of a fucking mushroom that any of these guys had anything to do with legalizing. You know what I mean? It's just like weed. Weed has been absolutely destroyed because they turned it, recreational, and the government got their hands on it. Now you got to be careful. 99% of the weed that's for sale these days, at least here, is absolute garbage. And they chased out all the growers because everybody goes to the store. Not to mention they genetically modified everything. So it has no medicinal value at all. And they're going to do the same thing with the mushrooms. Mushrooms are already decriminalized here. Actually, I was at an event yesterday where, in fact, I bought some mushrooms from my buddy Brian. This lady sells mushrooms and chocolate bars and all kinds of the mushroom shit. It's completely decriminalized here in Washington State. She puts balloons and a sign out on the road. So, but I would not trust any mushrooms that you could buy from a store. I'll just tell everybody that right now. Don't do it. Get them from if you do mushrooms, you get them from somebody that grows them. They're not that hard to grow. Do never ever buy that shit from a store. I'm just telling you, right? You will regret it. 100%. Yep, no medicinal value anymore. None. I mean, I would like to see what it is. You know what I mean? I've had weed. There was one grape strain that we used to have way back in the day that would just immediately bring on the munchies like you would not believe for even somebody like a hardcore smoker like me. And you could just feel. It was crazy because it was either or. You would either get the serious munchies or you would be an appetite suppressant. It was good for cancer patients. That was like one of the main things. Like if you were going through chemo, this was like a natural anti-nausea that would get people to be able to eat because people were so sick on chemo. I remember that as a kid, Yeah, there's nothing there anymore. Anybody that says there is full of shit. legalize growing your own tomato. Yes. Yeah, I grew it for quite a while. You know, that's how I made a living for years. No gas station mushrooms. ALV, it helped me quit drinking. A lot of true Afghan traces are very great for it. Yeah. Yeah, like a true indica, you know, or a true sativa. Because when I grew weed, it was already, they were already cracking into like GMOing the weed a little bit, but it still had a lot of medicinal value to it. Now, I ain't seen it. You know, I'm sure there's growers out there that maybe still have lineage from, you know, that stuff that hasn't been already GMO'd, but like I said, it's pretty much a done deal. And I would assume they're going to do the same with the mushrooms. Anyway, let's move on. Yeah, I mean, I would never, ever in a million years, ever trust anything that this group of fucking nut jobs has to say. Ever. For what? I mean, they're a bunch of lying sack of shits. All of them. Every last one of them. Fuck these guys. Fuck them. Like we're going to fucking believe you fucking idiots on anything you guys fucking say? Let me guess. You guys are all heavily invested in mushroom companies. Now we want to legalize it. Because all of us and our billionaire friends have already completely monopolized the fucking psychedelic market. Yeah, go fuck yourselves, please, all of you, including Trump. Whataburger on Seminary in Fort Worth, Texas.
Oh shit. Oh.
I'm all about connecting the dots here. I don't have a whole lot of time to get into it today. You can see Tommy on mushrooms. That's hilarious. Mushrooms, clones from growers. Yes. The problem is, Grateful, is that there's just so many things that can happen that will happen over time. Even if you're perfect and you get lucky, the lineage, deteriorates over time. You know, you go from phenotype 1 to 10 and it just downgrades. And if you do everything right, you know, you lose a lot of the potency over time. But I mean, there's powdery mildew and spider mites and everything boisterous. There's so many things that can go wrong along the way. Spider mites in particular will ruin, you know, and then no one wants to take clones because it's just they're infested. I had PTSD from growing pot. I mean, it was profitable and I did okay doing it, but it was really stressful. I had 2 full bedrooms filled with pot plants going. I had a whole cycle. Gen X is in the house. Wow, fuck around and find out. Yeah, what's up, Gen X? What if you grow your own? Would that still have medical value? Well, with the weed, you know, I don't probably not ALV because it's just all been GMO'd. So if you get seeds, they're genetically modified. So I'm not deep in the dope game anymore as far as growing goes. I have no idea, but that's your best chance. You know, if I was a cancer patient and I was looking for medical marijuana, a lot of people would just be like, well, I have a medical card and I can go get the medical side. They'll have like recreational medical side at the store. That ain't going to do nobody no good. It's the same shit. You just get a discount. You would have to seek out a grower. And then you would only know by talking to them if they knew what they were talking about. And they may even bring that up. Yeah, for sure. Anytime I come across a grower, I'll buy weed from them just to give them a shot. You know? But even for me, it's just more convenient to go to the store. Gen X, what's going down? Hope you're doing good. You can get 14% THC at the store or all the way up the ladder. Yes. Stiggs, I have some growing. I'm bringing the pod in tonight. Going to be in the 20s. Yes. Back in the day, a pound for $1,200 for garbage. Yeah, it really spiked up for a while, you know. We had 5 grow houses from the basement to the attic in 03. Johnny knows what's up. So, yeah. Yeah, we definitely got some stories. I was involved in a bigger operation than mine, a couple of them, actually. But I just like doing it myself. Yeah, it's too bad I didn't know you guys earlier. I wish I would have known at least. Well, I mean, it would have been good to know Anthony too, because we would always need Anthony to get us out of trouble. But Gianni and Tommy, we probably would have got in a lot of trouble. You guys would have been a bad influence on me because I'm easily influenced. Mr. Jones, weed, Empryon. We just do our own, not in a bit. Yeah, it's so much better for me personally. You know, even I was so stressed out doing it when when you do it full time like I did. It's just, and anybody that's done it knows how labor intensive it can be. Flat grouper, square grouper. Yeah, square grouper. What's up, James? Yeah, good old square groupers, man. Cocaine and weed in those things. I was not a pothead whatsoever. It was just another side thing that brought a ton of money. Jack Carrere, nice. That's awesome. Yep, we all got stories for days. 31 years ago yesterday, Timothy McVeigh. I'm not going to play this whole thing, but I'm going to play about half of it. Then this might be the last video. We'll just chit chat until I got to go.
Are you the Oklahoma City bomber?
Maybe one of the benefits of me talking to you today is that you'll see that maybe not everything is true that you've heard about me.
On the morning of April 19th, 1995, a decorated Gulf War combat vet blew up the federal building in Oklahoma City using a truck bomb that he didn't build in a Ryder truck that he didn't rent with the help of a passenger who didn't exist. Having just gotten away with the largest act of terrorism on U.S. soil to date, the Fort Bragg-trained Special Forces Sheep Drip Dropout blended in with the crowd by making his getaway in a car without a license plate and was immediately pulled over. The ATF was the supposed target of the attack, but luckily all of their agents were out of the office that morning. Later that day, the president boldly declared,
"We will find the people who did this.
And
when we do, justice will be swift, certain, and severe."
Except for
John Doe number 2.
John Doe number 2.
John Doe number 2.
Who, according to the FBI, never existed. In McVeigh's unprecedented 3.5-week trial, the prosecution didn't show the CCTV footage of him and John Doe number 2 parking the Ryder truck. Didn't explain why 24 separate witnesses mass hallucinated the existence of John Doe number 2. Didn't explain why the government was testing truck bombs and the Army was storing Ryder trucks at Camp Gruber right before the bombing, and didn't talk to the FBI informants who blew the whistle on the plot. But they did collaborate with the CIA, and they did convict McVeigh as the lone wolf bomber and Terry Nichols as his bomb-constructing accomplice. Still, a bunch of crazy conspiracy theorists, including 300 bombing victims, insist on talking about facts and evidence and refuse to simply believe what they've been told a million times by people in tailored suits with well-coiffed hair. They quote the U.S. Army Brigadier General and the FBI crime lab whistleblower and the inventor of the neutron bomb who point out the physical impossibility that the Ryder truck bomb did the damage to the building, but that doesn't matter because if there were other bombs in the building that day, we would have heard about them.
The second explosive was found and defused.
I think he said another bomb.
The Justice Department is reporting that a second explosive device has been found.
They then found a third device, which was also larger than the first.
And I see another bomb truck going, so apparently they're going to try to get out that third bomb.
The FBI claims to have lost the footage showing McVeigh and John Doe number 2 parking the truck in front of the Murrah building that morning, but that's understandable because the Bureau has a lot of important evidence to store.
long story short, there's a lot of questions, a lot of hmms around that story. But of course, because April 19th, why wouldn't there be? Let me see. Have a cute picture of Erica Kirk and Charlie and the kids. Andy Dick was riding on a moped and almost got impaled by some cut off rose bushes or rhododendrons or something. Y'all know Andy Dick, right? Gonna fast forward.
Where's Lucas?
Oh, it already happened.
Yeah.
Never mind.
They broke my skull. Sad. Honey. That's not good.
Here.
Let's
go, bro. You're not broken. Come on.
No, you gotta take me to the hospital.
But you gotta get on the bird if you want to ride. Let's go. Come on, dude. You almost had it. I don't know what just happened. Are you bleeding? You're not even bleeding.
I broke
You're
my
barely
skull.
bleeding on the nose, barely.
I broke my skull. Wait, no, I didn't. I broke my glass.
No, the glasses aren't broken. They're good. Just barely. Just got a feather on it. It might be chipped. No, that's just a feather.
You have my glasses. How? You poking my head, dude. I broke it.
Okay, dude, we're almost there. You want to end the ride? You want to just walk the rest of the way?
Where's Lucas?
At the boat.
My boat that I'm sleeping on?
No.
Or the white one?
Let's go. Come on.
No. Can I see your phone for a second? Yeah, where's it? I'm gonna get a close up on me. Can I have
We can
come on, dude. I don't want to play games.
You're playing games.
Right. Let's just walk.
Unbelievable, man. What the fuck is wrong with this guy? He needs rehab for sure. Hanging dispensary since 8 a.m. Nice. Look at it. Dirty fingernails. Drunk. Definitely drunk. Probably high. Probably both. He got more crack under those nails, and then he went right. He's on bad drugs. It's crazy. The only positive thing I could say, at least he's not driving. I mean, you could probably, I don't know if you can get arrested for driving on one of those motorized things. You might be able to. He might have recorded himself committing a crime there, but at least he's not driving a vehicle like Tiger Woods. Tiger could have easily fucking killed somebody in that accident. This last one, he got lucky. He just got lucky. He's the Keith Richards of comedy. He should have been done, but should have been done heartbeatless. Yes. That's what we call what is it? A shanged in Italian, a disheveled mess. Shangad. In Virginia, you can get a DUI on a riding mower. That's crazy. Probably can here too, I bet. Now we got another fight inside of a restaurant. So that's enough of that video. We've all seen these fights before. Waffle House turning loose. Yes. Great comment. Johnny, if anyone says that to me, I know it's not a compliment. Grateful. Why don't he Uber? Yes, 100%. Look at the wigs flying in the nail slap. Yes, 100%. Good Lord. Yes. You guys didn't say any of the key phrase. No one said the key phrase. You have no idea. I compare these ladies to who I compare these ladies to in the video. Oh, well, the thing is, so I'm going to connect some dots for you. So everybody's got our own opinions. I mean, this is just wild behavior. There's a dot to be connected between Turning Point USA and Erica Kirk and that whole movement. Build the red wall. We showed that video the other day. She's got her mission. They're going to continue to build the red wall despite all the hate. And Turning Point USA is an extension of their Jewish donors, their Jewish Zionist donors who represent Israel. You know, there's all kinds of dots you can connect there. But there's a dot to be connected between this fight and that, because the division that they're creating, and I keep saying this, the people that actually run our government now, it's not left or right, it's the Jewish Zionist people. They're the most racist people that there is. They're racist against whites. They think that black people are basically animals. I mean, that's just the truth. I just have to say it. I've said that before many times on this show. That's what those people think. A lot of people don't realize that. That's how racist Erica Kirk, the people she represents, and probably herself, view black people. Then, and here's the dot to be connected between the Waffle House fight. And it is funny. It is a funny fight. But I predicted, and I went, when I seen this, because I didn't go look for this. It just came across one of the first videos I seen this morning. I predicted a certain phrase that I was going to see when I go to the comments. And it was chimping out. I was like, how many times am I going to see chimping out in the comments? And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about. Somebody said animals. Blacks act like baboons. You know, everybody's got their different racist comments. Oh, there's pictures of monkeys. And I have a point to this, of course, because I'm just going to show you how these guys operate. Chimps be chimping. Chimps be chimping's one. Boy, there's a lot of comments. Boy, a lot of people wrote comments. Huh. Well, I seen two of them in there earlier. Let me connect the dots.
Out of there, bro. They're talking about getting a homie to come and shoot me and shit. I was like, I'm leaving. And why the fuck would I? Every time I make a report to the police, they don't do shit but fuck with me. I handled the situation. I didn't need no cops. Fuck am I gonna report? Hey, we got another nigger chimping out. Every time I say that, they don't give a fuck. They write a report saying, oh, Mr. Etherly called us over there just to say the N-word. No, I can't. I called you to say there's a nigger threatening my life, and they don't even write that in the report. So what the fuck am I gonna do? Nah, I'm good. I'm good on that. I'm good on that. I just literally just handled the situation, got home, slept good. Nothing needed to happen. What the fuck am I calling the cops for? They'd be like, he was chimping out? Like, yeah. I mean, the video's got 500,000 views on fucking Twitter right now. I think they get it.
Yeah, it's got 500,000 views because your masters are pushing you. And if you guys don't know who Chud the Builder is, he has got 165,000 followers.
Nigga, I'm back up. I'm walking right back. I'm walking out. You ain't did shit yet. I'm walking right up on your bitch ass. Fuck you. Come on. What's up, man?
What up, nigga?
You know that race. Chill.
What up, nigga? Y'all chilling. Yeah, I know y'all are way too cool to chip out. Y'all got money. You got money.
So this guy, what he does is he goes around and he says chimping out. He'll find a group of blacks and he says, don't chimp out. Don't chimp out on me, meaning don't act like an animal. That's why I knew that somebody was going to say that in that video. And the connection between this and TPUSA is this is the racial division on a whole nother level that they are going to start. And you mark my words, this is the early stages of it. This is the racial war is about to kick off, and because it's their new agenda. And they are putting people. This guy is not a real person. This Chud the Builder guy, he's not a real person. He is put on by these Jewish Zionist billionaires in order to get the public riled up.
We got all the she-boons.
What the fuck you mean? Yo, wait, here. Is you the nigga that
I'm that nigga. I knew y'all know. That's what's up. How y'all doing? None of y'all named Shaniqua, right?
No. I don't know
What's your name?
Else be on, but like,
y'all fuck with me?
Yes. It's okay.
How old are y'all?
Grown as fuck. Don't worry.
Y'all are grown. All right, cool. That's all that matters. I just gotta make sure for the stream.
Wait, are you?
I gotta get out of here. I don't want y'all to get shot up and shit.
We don't even play like that.
These people are crazy. Y'all got my back?
We got your back. We got your back.
Damn, dude. You that nigga? Yeah, well, that's me. We got all the she-boons.
So this guy is and I already see it coming. Nobody in their right. He keeps saying that, chimping out. So they're putting these people out here, and you're going to see more people like him that are so racist, and they're saying the most offensive things. And it's because they're going to start. They're trying to get the race war to kick off because that's one of TPUSA's tactics. And I could do a whole show about that, and I probably will eventually. So we're going to see a little bit more of him, a lot more of this guy. Trust me. And I don't know exactly how it'll play out, but who knows? You know, like somebody's going to get mad and go shoot up a place because he's there. And then it's, you know what I mean? It's not good. Here's the story about the dude from Louisiana that killed 8 kids, 7 of his own and their cousin because of a relationship issue.
Released 10 individuals that were struck by gunfire last night in a domestic disturbance. 8 of these individuals are deceased. The ranges of the decedents are from 1 year of age to approximately 14 years of age. All of the deceased in this case are juveniles. The individual responsible, once leaving this scene, performed a carjacking right here in close proximity to the corner of West 79th and Linwood, at which point in time, Shreveport Police Patrol officers got behind that vehicle and a chase ensued. The vehicle was chased into Bossier Parish, and at which point in time, Shreveport police officers did discharge their firearm, and that individual is deceased. We do believe him to be the only individual that fired gunshots at these locations here. He is deceased, and Louisiana State Police will be taking over that portion in which the Shreveport police officers discharged their firearms. So we don't have any more information on the shooting that occurred in Bossier. What we can tell you is this is a domestic disturbance here in the 300 block of West 79th Street. This is a very large scene with multiple deceased children present, and so we're going to ask for your patience in us getting information out. We will release the name.
Unbelievable. Yeah, absolutely horrible. I could not imagine being the cops on that. Devastating. Unbelievable. Yeah, and that guy is fake. He's not a real person. I'm sure that is, and what they're hoping for is they're hoping that we're dumb enough to think that that guy is a redneck from down south, Mr. Chud the Builder, when in fact he probably is Jewish. He's probably a Zionist. In fact, I would bet my bottom dollar that he's a Zionist, 100%. That he is put on. They groomed him to look like someone who was like, just a racist redneck. But in fact, that's not what he is. He's just there to incite violence. He probably runs with Jake, that Jake Lang, Nick Shirley, that crew. I bet you. The cops, the EMS at the coroner's hospital. Yeah, it's just crazy. What a fucking jerk off to do that. Unbelievable, man. Erica Kirk and her family.
They love to start. You have people out there who are actively trying to tear this country apart.
Yeah, you guys, what I just told everybody about the racial war, it's them. They're literally the ones doing it. And listen to her hypocrisy. Listen to her gaslight.
You have people out there who are actively trying to tear this country apart. They love to start fights, dividing us all against each other, spreading negativity, all to get clicks and influence the algorithm to maximize profits. You have people out there who are
Yeah, it's you. You are the people out there that are doing everything for clicks and views and profits. It ain't us over here telling the truth. Ain't nobody here doing anything for profits and clicks and views. We don't get no clicks and views and profits over here. We just get the truth, the balls and strikes over here. And you, bitch, are a grifter. You're so. It's not just lying. It's like, killing somebody and then blaming the person standing in front of you for doing it when everybody just watched you do it. You know what I mean? That's exactly what we're watching here, guys, is we're watching this racist organization that is putting on people like Chud the Builder, then stand up there and say, there's people out there that like to tear us down and divide. That's what we're watching. So we're clear that that's what's going on, and we'll see more of it. Who is this long-haired racist again? I want to look this prick up. Chud the Builder is his name. I'll put it in the thing. How long until she starts Turning Point OnlyFans? Or no doubt. How did she become politically active? This is the 2020 versions of the Clinton. Yeah, right. Exactly. She's everything. She's deep state CIA. I mean, they're beyond political. There's people out there that aspire to gain, to climb the political ladder. But when you are literally the academic military industrial complex, you are the deep state, then you get to control the narrative. And you are the puppet master to the politics, to all the politicians. They're your prostitutes. And that's the role she plays. She's not left or right. She's creating this illusion that she's a Republican. She represents the academic military industrial complex is what she represents. Everybody that she's affiliated with is in these huge corporations. Her dad wrote that book on how to infiltrate your business, how to get the military to infiltrate a business. Raytheon, the CIA films that she's been in, not to mention all the other connections she has with like the Miss Arizona, and it just goes on and on and on and on. The country music videos, the fucking TV shows she's been on. She was a fucking news reporter for The Buzz and these weird Hollywood shows. She's everywhere. But that's what we're looking at. We're not looking at someone who's aspiring to be a politician. You're looking at somebody pretending she's going to, and she hasn't even really started the pretending to be the politician part yet. She's just putting herself out there. But she this is somebody that's already, she's literally being put on the stage. Nobody voted for her, but they're going to make it seem like we do eventually. I showed a video yesterday of Adrian Broner and this guy, Dean the Great, here in the Orange at a casino acting like assholes. And I predicted that it was a train wreck, and it took one day, less than 24 hours, for this guy to get in a fight with this guy over here at a party. It must have been the same night as they were at that casino.
Are you scared I'm gonna get sued? Niggas die. No, that kind of.
This doesn't actually show the fight, but Gavin Newsom, is 8-year-olds too young for a sex change? It wasn't a while ago.
What about for your values? I mean, is 8 years old too young?
Yeah, I mean, look, I now that I have a 9-year-old, just became 9. Come on, man, I get it.
Come on, man, I get it. It took for you to have a 9-year-old, you sick fuck, you vampire-looking motherfucker. I don't have time for Gavin today. She went from full-time mom, then her husband gets zipped, so she becomes the head of the team. Yeah. Step higher and higher and higher. Yeah, she's everywhere. And now the crazy thing is that they already have a plan for her. And their plan went south, but the show must go on. So they're just going to keep going with it and act like 99% of the population doesn't know that she was involved, that Turning Point and the security was involved in killing her husband. And the FBI is covering it up. We all know that already. You know what I mean? It's like they're just putting on a facade. It's a total facade. It's total North Korean. Call her Kim Jong Erica. She's got the face of Kim Jong someone. He does look like a vampire, right, Patty? And she's doing it effortlessly. She has definitely chosen. Yeah. No, she's a master at certain things. Because she's so well groomed. She's been groomed her whole life. But when it comes to like ordinary, mannerisms, like normal, she fails miserably because if it's out of that grooming, out of that teaching, she doesn't have it. You know what I mean? She could never hold court in public, ever, with people. You know what I mean? She has to be surrounded by the academic military industrial complex. If she's not, she's just a fish out of water. Gavin, no Ferriston. Yes, exactly. He is just a lying fucking cuck. Now that I got a 9-year-old, come on, man. I get it. Come on, man. I get it. Get what? What do you get? Yeah, that's all the videos I got for today, guys. I got to get a move on. It's almost 9 o'clock here. I got to run to the post office and then head down to the admin building. I appreciate everybody hanging out. I don't think anybody will be smoking. Well, maybe Stoney, if he's still around. Happy 420, Stoney. Johnny will have a cigar. But everybody, happy Monday. Stay safe. It ain't over yet, 420. So hopefully nothing else bad happens. The potential tsunami was good enough. We'll take that. Have a great day. Yeah. Head to the post office, Tommy. I'll send you the tracking number on my, I'm higher than an angel booty. Oh shit. Gen X is up in there. Okay. Roll right on. Happy 420, Gen X. Bye all. Yes. We'll see you guys. Peace out. Take care.